Yo, what's going on? Clearly no debate. Back with a quick vlog to give y'all my recap, the aftermath of town business. Day one, it was a crazy 2 day event that King of the Dot put on. Shout out to King of the Dot for putting on a pretty solid card for day one and day two. I just want to run down, excuse me. I just want to run down, who I think had, who was the winners, who I thought was battle of the night, so on and so forth. Again, mind y'all, Geechee Gotti did not battle on day one. Him and Head Ice ended up battling on day two. So their recap is not going to be on this vlog. Their recap is going to be on the day two vlog when they went from the stage to the pit. So first battle of the night, it was Oops versus Active. This was a pretty interesting battle. Active came out, he was doing his thing. Very aggressive, he basically he was putting on for the town, he was getting busy in Oakland. And the one thing that stood out to me about Active is his not only his aggression but his showmanship, because it was like, yeah, I'm the taller MC and I can bark on you and I can lean on you and I can press on you, but at the same time he didn't go that route. He had showmanship for Oops. He was barking on Oops, but he kept his distance or whatever. He tried to make the battle seem more interesting than it is, versus a lot of people, the shotgun shoots, New Jersey twerks, who basically just cloud their opponents or whatever because of their size or whatever. But Active, he had real good showmanship. To me, in this first round, my favorite bar was the spook that sat by that's the spook that sat by the door bar was a crazy bar. If you never read that book or seen that film, it is a great book. It'll make you think, and it's a really good film too, man. It's a slept on film, man, book, man. So if y'all never saw the movie or read the book, The Spook Who Sat Beside the Door, man, check it out, man, because that bar was really, really fire to me. Oops, he comes back in the first round, man, and he was getting busy. Oops looked like Oops, man. He had the presence or whatever, it seemed like he haven't lost a beat since getting into politics. And I've said this about him in his previous battle. Oops just seemed like he haven't lost a beat. He had the crazy Brian Family Guy talk different bar. Even though Active said the bar was trash, I thought the bar was hot. Of course, the crowd thought the bar was hot, so I thought it was a pretty good bar from Oops. I ended up giving the first round to Active, because to me it felt like Oops was saving something for something else. It was like he had a couple of haymakers, but at the same time, Oops just had he was just getting rhymes out or whatever. It wasn't like he really was trying to get at Active, but it was like he had a few lines here and there for Active, and then everything else was just like, across the board. Next, we get into the second round. Active start, doing this thing or whatever, and he had the crazy impact a lot like Hitman Little Brother hitting Bill, which was a crazy ass line or whatever that had the crowd rocking. Active still had that same energy. He was keeping up the energy or whatever. He didn't show like no letdown or whatever, but in one part it did seem like that Active kind of put everything into his first round and didn't leave enough for a second round. Oops comes back in the second round or whatever, and Oops basically he started to turn up a little bit more or whatever. He was on the whole thing of why would Active get with an activist if he ain't never been active on shit. Like, that bar was crazy or whatever. Oops just kept turning up, and you could see that the tide and the energy was a little bit changing, and Oops was just speeding up a little bit, and his punches started connected a little bit more. Of course, he had like a small little message in his bars for Active and all of that stuff. And I ended up giving the second round to Oops, and we was ended up going into this third round 1-1 in my opinion. I personally thought, like I said, Active won the first round, and Oops ended up taking the second. And the third round, Active, he kept it going or whatever. He had to come out swinging arms like the Bushwhacker bar that had the crowd going. Of course, he ended up bringing disaster into Disaster to the battle, and Disaster like flinched at Oops, and Oops just stood there, and they kind of reminded me. I tweeted this out. It kind of reminded me of the Kobe Bryant incident when one man like threw the ball at Kobe Bryant's face, and Kobe just stood there like, nigga, like, what you doing? And like that's how Oops was when Disaster did the shit. It kind of landed flat because it would have been impactful if Oops would have jumped. But the fact that it just landed flat because Oops was just standing there like, really, nigga? Like, and then Diz kind of looked uncomfortable because he didn't know what to do. So he turned at the camera and flinched at the camera, and like the crowd was kind of a little bit quiet, and you heard a little bit of cheers and a little bit of confusion, and it was just weird. So of course, like I said, Active, he had the crazy coming out arm swinging like the Bushwhackers that had the crowd going. And then to me, it seemed like Active started losing steam in this battle. We go into the third round. Though Oops' third round was choppy, Oops' third round was very fucking powerful to me. He had the crazy Nipsey Hussle Infinity Stone setup, man, that everybody was feeling, man. But again, it was a choppy third round. But to me, even though it was a choppy third round, it was still an impactful round because Active just started losing so much steam in his third round. And I ended up giving this battle to Oops. I gave Oops the second. I'm giving Oops the third. I personally thought that Oops ended up still in this battle from Active. I'm not taking nothing away from Active. I just felt like that in his third round, Active lost a lot of steam. And even though Oops' third round was very, very choppy, Oops still had a lot of impact because he was getting his message across, and the fans were feeling it. The crowd was feeling it, and honestly, I was feeling some of the real shit that he was saying. So, again, shout out to both Oops and Active. Y'all know how to do it. Rip up the paper. We go to the next one. Next, we had A Ward versus Mad Flex. Now, I originally tweeted that this was the battle of the night. And I felt that this was the battle of the night. But when I rewatched the whole day one, it was one battle that edged this one with being battle of the night. Some people can still call this one the battle of the night, and I wouldn't debate you because it was a fire battle. But it's another battle that I'm going to get into later from day one that I thought was battle of the night, and it edged A Ward versus Mad Flex. But Mad Flex goes first, shows off his energy, good energy, man, great bars, man. He had the sauce, man, so the bars was there. And I personally think that Mad Flex had great crowd control, great presence, and he really showed like he was in it for the win, He had the whole thing about the irony that you die, but I'm gonna be in a better place bar, the A Word, which was crazy to me or whatever. And he kind of ended his first round a little bit short. And I don't know if that was in the contract that they agreed for like 3 minutes or whatever, or he just was like, yo, I'm just going to end this one short, but my other 2 rounds are going to be a little bit longer. So it was a bit of an awkward end or whatever, because he was like, he started really cooking, and then he just was like, okay, I'm done. A Ward go or whatever. A Ward, he's basically A Ward. He shows his crowd presence, he shows his energy, he shows that he got the bars. He's punching or whatever, and he's doing this thing. To me, a funny bar to me, I don't know why I laughed about this bar or whatever, and maybe it's because my homeboy is from the country and he moved to the city, and he used to tell us about Kyle Tipping. But the whole thing about pushing beef to the side with Kyle Tipping bar, that had me cracking up or whatever. And A Ward, he just came with the energy. He came with the energy in the first round or whatever, and I ended up giving the first round to A Ward. I thought A Ward had a little bit more punches, and like I said, Mad Flex, he just ended his first round. It was a fire first round, but he just ended it so short to me, and I ended up giving the first round to A Ward. We go into the second round. Mad Flex had a crazy freestyle in the beginning, then he just started cutting into A Ward, man, and Mad Flex just started really showing like why he's so fucking dope, man, and why niggas shouldn't play with him. And of course, he was calling, A Ward soft or whatever. Said, I know a cupcake when I see one, Baby D, that had the crowd crazy. Man, that one was funny as hell to me, man. I thought that was a crazy ass bar. And then on top of that, Mad Flex just kept that energy going, man. He just kept punching back to back on A Ward or whatever. And it seemed like it was gonna be like a long night for A Ward. But A Ward comes back. He had a crazy freestyle rebuttal or whatever, and then he was talking about how you want to do it. He was asking Matt Flex, well, how you want to do it. He said we could do everything from freeze, like the computer crashing, and that was just a crazy bar to me. And where I thought that Matt Flex was too strong in the second, I thought A Ward just ended up becoming a little bit more stronger, and he ended up taking over the second. And I almost thought that Matt Flex's second round wasn't beatable, but A Ward came back and he kind of edged that second round. So I ended up giving the second round to A Ward. And again, not taking nothing away from Matt Flex, I just thought A Ward just did a little bit more to edge out that second round. We go into the third round. A Ward does some more freestyling, man, and not A Ward. We go into the third round. Matt Flex started doing some freestyling, and it was a crazy rebuttals Matt Flex had, and he was getting them or whatever. Then, of course, he came with the Jesus walked on water, but A Ward hopping on other people's waves. That shit was fucking nuts, dog. I was like, yo, this nigga Matt Flex is nice as hell. Like, he was just getting busy, and of course, he had some, like I said, he had some freestyles or whatever. Energy was going. And towards the end, it seemed like Matt Flex just started tipping a little bit, but then he picked it back up or whatever, and he just, man, the whole thing about, Jesus grabbing him by the collar, telling him to get up off his knee, like he was just going in, man. And so then we end up going into A Ward's third round or whatever, and he was like, A Ward was he was coming in strong. He had some freestyle rebuttals, and of course, A Ward started like losing steam a little bit. He had the funny just for man bar or whatever, and then he started getting on Matt Flex being 40 and so on and so forth or whatever. And then he came with the I could give you a permanent home, give you permanent home like you a nomad or whatever, and that was a crazy bar or whatever. But to me, I felt like A Ward energy just started like losing like towards the end or whatever. And I'm gonna give this battle, because I was fighting back and forth. Off first watch, I gave it to A Ward. Off second watch and third watch, I'm going with Matt Flex. I think Matt Flex got this battle 2-1. I think Matt Flex did enough in this third to steal the third round from A Ward. If you got A Ward winning, I can't be mad at you because the battle is made mad debatable. But I thought Matt Flex did enough to win this battle. So again, 2-1, Matt Flex. Let's go on to the next one, folks. All right, next one, we got Ill Mac versus B motherfucking Magic. This battle was interesting from the jump, man, because they didn't do a coin flip. They did rock, paper, scissors to see who's gonna go first. Magic ended up losing and ended up going first or whatever. In the first round, B Magic looked like the old Magic. I'm not even gonna hold you up. B Magic looked like the old B Magic. He was getting fucking busy in the first round, punching back to back, had the crowd with him, moving side to side. Like B Magic looked like the old B Magic in the first round. He had the crazy Mac Miller bar, man, that like everybody was like, yo, they was stunned. They like cheering, like it was just crazy, man. It was a good solid first round from B Magic, in my opinion. We go into I'm gonna say A Word. We go to Ill Mac's first. And Ill Mac first was just as crazy, man. Ill Mac first round was just as crazy as B Magic's. And Ill Mac had the crazy, the be positive alpha blood, but I'm O negative, so anybody can get it. Like that bar, I was like, yo, this nigga Ill Mac is fucking genius, dog. Like that bar was fucking crazy. Ill Mac had good energy in the first round or whatever, but like I said, to me, his first round seemed like he was saving some good shit for later on. And then later on, he did end up saving some good shit. Of course, I ended up giving the first round to B Magic. I thought, like I said, B Magic looked like old B Magic. He was punching back to back. He had the energy. He had the presence. And I was thinking like, yo, man, this is about to be a fight. Even DME Detroit, salute to him. He even tweeted out like, yo, B Magic is looking mad comfortable on that stage. And I was agreeing with him like, yo, he looking like old Magic. We get it to the second round. B Magic was doing his thing. He had the crazy shotgun in the jersey, having a nice night until the mom's asking your doctor what your life like bar. That was fucking nuts as hell, man. And then B Magic choked. Then he got it back, and then he choked. And then he had it back, and then he beat motherfucking Magic out. And I was like, damn, man. Like, first thing thought popped in my head, yo, DME tweeted that too fast. And I agreed with him too fast. We go to Ilmac second round, and Ilmac second round was stronger than his first. Ilmac, he just basically showed like why he's one of the West Coast legends, man. He just showed why he gets busy, and he kept punching on Magic and would not let up, man. And of course, he had the kiss the ring, my hands is holy, a stigmata bar that was fucking nuts. He was just going in, man, and it was like no let up from Ilmac when he was punching on B Magic. I ended up giving the second round the Ilmac clear. Now it wasn't even because of the choke; it was just because Ilmac's second round was just so fucking fire. We ended up going into the third round. B Magic started off pretty clean. He had the I'm so cold. I mix my Taylor with Freon bar, and he was going in, and then he choked again. And then he tried to get it back, and then he choked again, and then he got it back, and then he started punching, and then he choked again, and then he went on ahead and just ended out his third round. And basically, Ilmac picked up where he left off, man. And called out Magic for the choking, man. Of course, he kind of went in on B Magic name, like why didn't you pick B Sorcerer, all of that, and then he was like him and Magic was supposed to battle before, but Magic was asking what was this, and then Ilmac finally said Magic pick a card, any card. That bar was fucking nuts, and Ilmac just showed that it was different, man, because he did not let up off Magic from the second round on through the third, man, and I ended up giving this pretty clear to Ilmac 2-1. This was a great battle. Let me rephrase that. This could have been a great battle had B Magic not choked in the second and third round. Because like I said, B Magic looked mad comfortable in those first two rounds, man. So let's go ahead. Let's get into Ill Will versus Pass. Now, this to me was my battle of the night. Remember, I told y'all at first I was going with A Ward and Mad Flex, but it was a battle that edged them a little bit. Ill Will versus Pass to me was battle of the night on day one. To me, this was battle of the night on day one. Pass goes first, and he basically does his thing. He talks about Ill Will's battle, said that he was rolling up weed, watching one of Ill Will battles. Then he realized that this was a waste of weed. Of course, he was talking about some hit Ill Will girl from the back while rolling up backwoods on her back, and that shit was a crazy bar or whatever. And Pass came to play. Pass was on his bullshit. Pass, he really wanted to put on for his hometown, and Pass he came out fighting. Pass wanted all of the smoke. And he gave smoke too. Ill Will come with a funny little freestyle or whatever. Ill Will started basically being Ill Will, man. We all know Ill Will for the punches, the funnies, the cadence, the crowd control, the presence, all of that good stuff. Ill Will, he just came doing his thing or whatever. Of course, he had the bullets piercing past Tom Brady with the air pump bar. That was fucking crazy as hell. And to me, I felt that Ill Will did enough to edge out that first round from Pass. Pass comes back in the second round, and he turns up like he turned up from the first round onto the second round. His turn up was even higher. Pass was coming. He had a crazy rebuttal freestyle to what Will had freestyled in the beginning. He had the crazily my Muslim partners never cooked pig, but always grilling the cops. Like, that shit was a crazy ass bar. Pass was he was spazzing in that second round. Pass second round was fucking damn near immaculate, no pun intended. But that second round was fucking nuts from Pass. Ill Will comes back in the second round. Ill Will, he keeping the same energy. They're going back and forth. It's like an energy battle at this point. And it's a bar fest, man. Ill Will, he coming with the bars. All of that. He came with the "we don't do all that racket over the net. I'm from the badminton." Like that shit was crazy as hell to me or whatever. And of course, it hit a little bit more for me, man, because shit, Detroit, that's my home, baby. And he talking about the whole, he talking about the, he talking about the whole state. He talking about the mitten. Like I had to give him points for that bar because it was a crazy bar. Of course, Ill Will, he kept that same energy going, but I ended up giving that second round a pass. I thought Pass was just punching too hard on Ill Will in that second round, and his second round was just like I said, it was perfect, dog. It was flawless, man. He had the energy, he had the crowd control, he had the cadence, he had the sauce. The bars were there from Pass. Ill Will, he had the same thing, but Pass bars was just a little bit too strong for Ill Will in that second. We're going to the third. Pass was keeping the same energy. But then Pass started to lose a little bit of steam in his third, and it kind of showed a little bit even in his bars. I mean, I ain't gonna say in his bars because his bars were still there, but it showed how he was delivering his bars in his third. He did have the crazy, I turned this into a sass show and swang on the Pontiac nigga. That was a crazy ass bar. Had the crowd rocking with that one. And to me, like I said, Pass just started losing steam in the third round. Ill Will comes in his third round, turns up a little bit more. He had a couple of crazy lines, some more freestyles for Pass or whatever, and then he ended up hitting him with the "sounded like a jealous pimp, bitch, where you going" bar that I thought was funny as fuck, man. But after this battle of the night, I'm gonna end up edging this battle to Ill one. I gave Ill the first, and I edged him in the third round. If you got Pass winning this battle, I'm not gonna debate you because this was a preference battle. This really was a preference battle, and I'm calling it 2-1 either way, but I'm leaning a little bit more towards Ill. I thought Ill did enough in the first to win, and I thought Ill edged enough in the third to win. So again, that was battle of the night, man. Salute to both of them dudes because that battle was fucking nuts to me. All right, let's get into Rum Nitty versus the one and only Big K. Yes, I am a blocky. I clearly no debate. I'm a blocky. And I got blocked by Big K recently because of, we'll talk about it. Okay, so we start off the battle. Nitty goes first, man. And Nitty was Nitty, man. He was getting his punch on, dog. Like, Nitty, he was getting his punch on. He had the crazy lines or whatever. He stumbled a little bit, and this is what a lot of people feared when he took this battle versus Big K, and they was like, he got K-Shine in a couple of weeks. Whenever Nitty take close battles, he chokes in one of the battles. So hopefully he choked in the first round of this battle. Hopefully he will not choke versus K-Shine at Gnome 9. So we'll see. But back to town business. Nitty goes first. He's doing his thing. He's punching. Got the crowd in the palm of his hands, doing his fucking thing. Period. He had a crazy leg twitching, got the K kicking. I knew you ain't like that bar. I fucking love, because if you all seen Big K battles, whenever somebody says a bar that Big K don't like, Big K kicks. So that was a funny bar within itself, and it hit hard, man. Like I said, Nitty had the stumble. He jammed up a little bit, then he picked it back up, and he ended it. He ended his first round. Boom, Big K comes out, and Big K basically he picks up where he left off from the Calico battle, man. Big K just showing like, yo, I'm back. I'm ready for war. I'm ready for the smoke. I'm ready for whoever, and he does his thing. He had the crack rum and the coconut. I made pina colada bar that had the whole room rocking or whatever, and K, he easily won this first round. He easily won this first round from Rum Nitty. It was like he put all of his punches and everything he had into that first round. Second round come, Nitty is on this bullshit. Nitty turns up in the second round. Nitty is 10 times better in his second round than he was in his first. And it was like he did not let his foot off of Big K's neck. And of course, he had the light on the pole. It was light on the pole, the old Kendrick. I give K dots. That line was nuts. Nitty was just punching on K, man. It was too many fucking punchlines for me to write down or whatever. I'm sitting up here like, wait. What did he say? Like, I'm pulling it back like it was fucking crazy. Nitty's second round was fucking powerful as hell. Big K come back. He has a decent second round. He had they rummage through the garbage, and then they see rum in the garbage bar. That was fucking crazy. He's still coming with his bars or whatever, but Nitty's second round was so motherfucking powerful. It literally overshadowed what Big K was saying, because the whole time I was listening to K's second round, I just kept going back in my head like, yo, Nitty said this, Nitty said that. Oh yeah, Nitty did say that. Like, and I damn near was blacking out thinking about Nitty's rounds and not paying attention to K rounds, because Nitty rounds was so motherfucking more powerful than K's to me. And I ended up giving the second round to Nitty pretty clear. We get into the third round. And Nitty, he basically picked up where he left off in the second round, man. And he just kept applying pressure on Big K neck. And he had to cut all the cable out, bring the extensions from next door line. That was just fucking nuts. And I like Nitty he started out strong and ended strong. Now let's get into this infamous third round from Big K. Big K decided, out of all the bars that Nitty has ever rapped in his career, to go after one of people considered one of the most hottest bars in battle rap. If y'all seen the Ill Will battle, y'all know what bar I'm talking about. I was upstairs loading rounds for Cousin. They said big rounds of stuff, and they said Ill in the lobby. I grabbed the nose running. I'm coming down with something. That's the bar Big K decided that he wanted to check Rum Nitty on. And it literally fell flat as hell to the Kotd. And then the first thing K said, well, if y'all niggas stop dick eating, I'm going to tell you why the bar trash. I'm going to tell you why the bar trash. Bro, the number one thing that we cannot do, K, I believe he said he's from VA. Nitty is from Arizona. We cannot attack motherfucker slang, because I'm pretty sure, and I know for a fact, it's a couple of Detroit niggas that refer to the snub nose simply as the nose. Period. This is before I became a battle fan, going all the way back to the Fight Club, Mook and Lux era, in a serious era. This is way before then. Old school motherfuckers I grew up on was calling the motherfucking snub nose the nose before. So we don't know how people's slang is. If you start attacking motherfuckers for how they slang is, you will lose a battle. If you don't understand the slang, it is not gonna make sense, because bro, I'm pretty sure it's shit that you say only Virginia niggas can fuck with. And if you said it around everybody else, niggas don't know what the fuck you talking about. The same thing, that's like the same thing if a nigga attacked Prodigy and Mobb Deep or Queens niggas for saying done. We all, like, we know where that language come from. So you fucked up big time when you tried to sit up there and not only pick at that bar and say how it was trash, but tried to attack the biggest bar, one of the biggest bars in battle rap. You literally fucked up. And then he did this cringe, like, it was okay, but it was like a kind of cringe-worthy. I'm naming all the Oakland people that was not hitting well, and I got Nitty 2-1. I gave Nitty the second, and I gave Nitty the third, man. And like I said, when I tweeted out the Big K, I'm like, bro, you shouldn't have went there with that. I'm like, and I even jokingly said, like, you sat up there, you went after that bar, and you aired. And then I turned around and said, well, let me say airball because I guess you don't like how people shorten shit up. And of course, I got blocked for it or whatever. But who gives a fuck, man? It's fucking Twitter, man. Get out your feelings. Anyway, I got Nitty 2-1, man. Second and third, man. But other than that, man, day one of Town Bidness was fucking crazy, man. If y'all haven't seen it, go ahead, order it. Get the video on demand, or shit, just wait for the battles to drop. You know King to the Dot be on time with they shit. So, man, y'all might see them bitches within the next couple of weeks or something, dog. But, again, crazy event. Clearly no debate. I'll holler at y'all for day 2. Peace.